Hey, John Knornschild here. Wanted to talk to you about the 5 levels of friendship and communication. There's 5 levels, and just can either do it 1 through 5 or 5 through 1. I'm going to do it 5 through 1. So, the 5th level of friendship or communication, and I learned this a while back from Russ Ream, Dr. Russ Ream. So, shout out to you, Russ. Um, Number 5 is the grease of that runs society, and it's called superficiality. We have to have it. It's you're out and about, you're communicating with people, and hey, how you doing? Maybe it's a check register. It's level 5 communication, level 5 type of friendship. It might not even be friendship based on some people's definitions, but I know when I'm at the cash register, depending on who the person is and how they respond, I'm always trying to be encouraging, like, hey, how's your day? Da 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 da. And have a little more meaningful conversation. But some people, if they're just don't want to talk and they're like, bing, bing, chick, chick, and that's all they care about, hey, that's great. Glad you're focused. Okay, level 4 is the facts. So, hey, the sky's blue and, or green or whatever. Just facts the way that they see things. Nice black shoes. So it's a little bit more than the superficiality because you're willing to point out some things. Maybe the fact is I like Rottweilers. And someone else is like, well, I like labs. And you get to know them a little bit more. I recently learned a friend of mine, man, known him for a long time. And came out of the blue. I just said, hey, what kind of pie do you like? He's like, pecan. And I'm like, man, it took me, 30 years to learn that about him. But it's not someone that I see every day. And we always talk about different things. And he also was a teacher of mine. So probably back in high school, probably not the most appropriate thing to be asking in class. But afterwards, those are when you can ask those questions. Level 3. Level 3 is left brain communication. And now you're getting into opinions. So this level, you can start kind of digging in beyond superficial and facts to, I'm just processing here. I sometimes my brain, moves fast. Sometimes it moves real slow. And I'm not reading from a script. I'm just sharing this from my head, my heart. So I'm processing. And we were on level, and this ADHD, I'm diagnosed with limbic type 2 ADHD. So, squirrel. So level 3 in these opinions, it little more kind of getting in there. Like, this is when you can talk about politics, things that are opinions, a little bit more, deeper in trust and conversation. Of course, you gotta be careful at this level because that's where a lot of fights and arguments. I try to stay out of level 3. Just because I don't like talking about politics and getting into arguments and debates, and even religion. And the thing is, people are, John, are you religious? And for me, it's no. I would hope that you would not think I was religious. I don't want to put that message out. And I don't want to argue with people about religion. Spirituality and discussing philosophy and the Bible and who Jesus is, and the greats, Me being half Japanese, obviously studied quite a bit on Buddhism. My mother was Japanese. My father was a military man in the Navy for 25 years. So I was born from both East and West. So I can have discussions, about those things, those deeper spiritual things. But religion, not so much. One of the phrases that Gandhi said is, "I love your Jesus, but I don't like Western dogmatic religion stuff that leads to bad things, wars, and all that kind of stuff." And I think Jesus, he didn't say go follow Christianity. He said come and follow me. But those are just some of my personal thoughts. Obviously, level 2 is where I would like to live the most, but you're only going to have maybe a select few trusted friends at that level. Level 2 is right brain, heart-to-heart communication. And that's where you trust someone enough to share your heart. There's a Proverbs that says, protect your heart. That's the wellspring of your life. And it's one of the most important things, to protect. And I'm like, protect your mind, your body, spirit, soul. And so one of the things that prompted this video too is one of my best friends in high school and my very first Facebook friend. We don't like talk every day like we used to, but when we do talk, it's one of those friends you're so close. You can call them anytime, you can text them, and it's like you call them for the big things. And obviously because we're Facebook friends, we can kind of watch each other and different things. But the big things, like when you get together, because we don't live like 2 minutes away, like we used to many years ago. Was probably more like 10 minutes because I had to drive there. But 2 minutes would be like if you were neighbors and you could just walk over. And so anyways, right brain, heart to heart, where you can share those things. And it's just a select group of people that get entered into that thing. And some people, they get in there and then you share something with them and then gossip occurs or they hurt you and bam, they may just be kind of not completely out of the spectrum. Like you may not even want to have superficial talk with them. So in that level, it's very important sharing your heart and soul and dangerous and people you can trust. But anyways, my friend Mark Evans, we got together. I happened to be up in Mount Vernon where I was born and raised and went to Mount Vernon High School. Shout out to all my Mount Vernon, Washington Bulldogs. And I just this is one of my favorite sweatshirts now. And it means a lot because, I like just sharing with my friend, hey, this is what's going on, trying to, and it was like, just, I don't know, sometimes he's just some of those friends that are really good listeners and don't like try to fix you and like can relate and understand. And so, I had a root beer and then did some stuff and he was like, hey, do you want a sweatshirt? Because I love sweatshirts and he does too. He goes, I'll get you a sweatshirt. And I'm like, sure. And then I then maybe tried to offer him something, but here's something about a true friend, I think, level 2. When they give you a gift and they're not expecting anything in return, except just your presence and your friendship. So I'm just grateful for that. And now I have a special meaning to this sweatshirt. Level 1. Level 1 is the far deepest, and not many get there. It's oneness. Oneness might just only be your spouse. Oneness might be your relationship with your creator. I don't think too many people get to enter that level of communication or friendship. And there you go. There's the 5 levels of communication. Another thing, something about me, I have clients that share a lot of deep things, and I have a couple different trainings and certifications. I have a peer support certification from the state of Oregon, and some training in that arena, but I am definitely not a therapist, licensed therapist, or psychiatrist, or counselor, that kind of stuff. But I do have specialized peer support counseling training, and I'm Dr. Amen licensed brain health trainer. So I've got some of that, and I've overcome my own mental health struggles. Certified life coach, and the life coach part is helping people set and move forward in the future with their goals. Therapists and counselors go back and work on things in the past. I'll listen to that stuff, but eventually I'm going to say, hey, I'm not a counselor or just a sounding board for you to dump on me. I'm eventually going to say, hey, let's take some actions. Let's set some accountability. Let's set some goals moving forward, and then let's make it happen. So a little different iteration of what a coach does versus what a counselor does, a licensed counselor. So hope that also helps. And that mindset training. So part of my mindset training is listening to people that have limiting beliefs or their lies and that kind of stuff, and then catch those things from the awareness. And it just might be how we believe or think or talk, or things that we've grown up, and all this deprogramming, because we're our brain and us, we're kind of like just running on programming and old programming, and our values and thoughts and feelings and opinions based on things that were taught to us in the past. And then all of a sudden we start to become adults, and we start thinking for ourselves, and we're like, man, I was taught that, and that don't really work for me any longer. And then they might have even become lies after you've exposed them. It's like, wow. Trying to think of an example. Had so many. Yeah, one example is, John, you can't do this, you can't do that. You've got all these disabilities, and you can't this, that. And I'm like, so it takes a lot of energy to prove those people wrong. And I used to spend a lot of time, and it actually was a type of motivation for me. And I still get that. It's that little competitiveness in me when someone tells me, oh, you can't do this, when I know in my heart that, yeah, there is possibilities. And then I also like it that says, with man, some things are not possible, but with God, all things are possible. So I don't know. I think because of my faith, I've overcome some things that I would have never thought possible. And also just, training, being around the right people. Sometimes somebody outside believing in you is enough to ignite your belief in yourself to do better. And I think those are level 2 friends. Yeah, I also think sometimes you can have those friends that they're trying to speak their truth and love to you, and their truth might not be your truth. And that's what's hard. And those are the hardest, and especially when they've been with you a long time, and then you've grown or you've outgrown them, and it's like you're trying to keep your distance from them. I'm also thinking about just the Who's in Your Room book training too. Talks about the mindset relationship reset. Anyways, hey, appreciate y'all for listening. And I'm just making more of an effort in 2025 to be more encouraging and impart more wisdom. And yeah, overcome the weeds of life. Plant a beautiful garden in your heart, your soul, and your mind. This is John Kennard Show.